everybody. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Maticus Valentine Cole. Happy Thursday. Alright guys, today was the first day that I actually started feeling a lot better. I've been sick for the last couple of days, really bad, and so it's the first day that I could talk without being all so yeah. So here I am. Alright guys. First I want to take an opportunity to thank everyone who subscribed to my channel. We're up to 66. I've lost a couple of subscribers. I don't know how that happened, but fuck them. And but everyone who's joining the Cole community, thank you. And that's this is something that I think is really gonna help. So because we really need to have a place where free ideas and expression are valid and allowed to grow, and this is where I'd like to see that happen. All right guys, before we get started, please make sure that you do show this channel some love and give it a like, and if you have not subscribed, please do so. I upload new content all the time, not horribly regular, but enough now that you'll see good stuff every once in a while, every time you check in. Okay. Now today, what we're going to talk about is something that was requested. The question was asked, Matt, what are poets? Well, I think most people have an opinion as to what a poet is, but before I go into my opinion, let's check with the sources. Okay, and first is dictionary.com, who says a poet, a person who writes poetry. Duh. It's pretty cut and dry. Synonyms for it are like rhymester, a rhymer, sonneteer, a lyricist. So pretty, so pretty. And they have a secondary definition, which is, or a person possessing special powers of imagination or expression. Special powers. Dun, 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 dun. Do I fight crime? Nope. I wear my underwear on the inside of my pants. Thank you very much. But it's kind of interesting to do. Alright, and that's the one definition. So, I'm going to go on to my other favorite, UrbanDictionary.com. And they had several different definitions, some of which were not very flattering. But one I found, which I kind of made sense, was a map maker of the collective unconscious. Amazing that, you know, a description of a poet is a description that is also in itself poetic. It's interesting. All right. Now, everyone knows what poets really are, and so this is not going to be a horribly long video, but let's talk about them for a second. Okay? Now, there's been many famous poets that everyone's heard of. People like William Shakespeare. Hell is empty, and all the devils are here. To people like Emily Dickinson. Forever is composed of nows. Is that really what she sounded like? I don't know. To Robert Frost. These woods are lovely, dark and deep, but I have promises to keep, and miles to go before I sleep. And miles to go before I sleep. To more contemporary poets like Maya Angelou. There is no greater agony than bearing an untold story in you. And no, I'm not going to try and do an imitation of Maya Angelou. I am not suicidal. Damn. So you got more classics like John Keats. The poetry of the earth is never dead. And my personal favorite, Jack Kerouac, who was all, I had nothing to offer anybody except my own confusion. Understand that, no doubt. And there's hundreds more, all right? Now, each of them, as well as myself and other contemporary poets like my good friend Kenyo, who is in charge of Project Forward, and who I did shows with on Go Live with Kenyo. Respect, sir. And of course, others like Mr. Composition, who Kenyo is actually doing a tour with right now, and looks like he's having fun. How he can have fun without me, I don't know. But he's making an honest effort, I think. And of course, people like Veronica and Melissa at Poetic Temptation on Instagram, and Valisa, who's the most incredible abstract poet on Instagram at Osmandus Lavender. I'm never sure if I pronounce that right, but love you, Cookie Monster. And others, they define poets in dozens and even hundreds of different ways, as different as the perspective of the person defining it. But one thing that we all have in common, in my opinion, is that we're all people of extreme emotion, and that emotion, it has damaged us inside and out, and what we express is the soul trying to help us regain balance. In other words, we're all a sack of hammers. All right, now it's not to say that, we don't have our sanity or live normal lives, but where true poets are different than most people is that we don't just live our life. We interpret life as we're going through it in all of its layers, and through that truly understand it better than most. All right, but it's important to note that though we understand it, we don't always fully comprehend it. The byproduct of trying to reconcile that's poetry. Okay? It's like, I'm trying to get this stuff just wrapped around my head and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I know. All right? But it's evident in places where you see most poetry, like Instagram or Tumblr, or here on my channel and other social media. And you look and you read and you listen to their work, and you feel a pain and a struggle, as well as an intensity, as the poet crafts their piece. And if they do it right, then you, like them, have a greater understanding of many elusive things like love, death, sex, life, and all the flavors in between, even pain, which a poet knows more than most. All right? And if they don't do it right, then you're like, well, there's 3 minutes I'll never get back. Yeah. But in short, poets, to me, are the shepherds of the mind. They're the church of the heart and the reaper of the soul. I think that's cool. Yes. And if you know a poet or have one in your life, pick their brain. The odds are they probably know you better than you do. It's kind of creepy to see what we actually see. But more importantly, poets are artists, or the dreamers, like most artists are. And they're like a human being times 2 in some respects. And they're intense, or intelligent, soulful, and needy as F. Which is why all the time you see poets all, look at me, look at me, look at me. I do it too. So, Brian. So, yeah. But poets are very connective people, so we always try to have, more connectivity with folks, which is why we write and we want to share it. And there's a lot of poetry that we don't share because we don't want to inflict the pain that we feel inside with others sometimes. So, but on and on, poets are people, and they're very expressive people. They're wonderful people, and some of the best people I know have that in them. But don't ever think that a poet believes they're better than you. They're one of those few people, the few kinds of people on the planet, 98% of the time will say that they're better than no one. It's like, it's weird, because like on the one hand, you got people, a lot of poets that I know will honestly say that they love you more than absolutely anyone else in the world. But at the same time, they're also the same people that love themselves the least. It's an interesting juxtaposition. Is it 100% true of them? No, you get scattered bits of everything everywhere, you know, so I'm not going to generalize, you know, but support the poetry, support poetic communities, like Project Forward and IMBC. You know, good people are everywhere. The Cole community, everywhere where people and artists are trying to connect with the public so that we can share ideas and open up your minds and open up your souls and the imagination, the possibilities you never dreamed of. And that's how we contribute to a better world, by showing you there's more than one way to look at it. All right, you guys, that's it for me. I want to keep talking, but the more I'm talking, the more I'm feeling. So we'll leave it at that. All right, you guys. Oh, and as I said in the beginning of the video, the more likes and views and comments that I get on this channel, the faster it'll grow. So please show this channel some love, give it a like, and if you haven't subscribed, please do so. And in the meantime, keep the shadows at your feet and forever out of your heart. I loves you. I appreciate you. Laters. Leave suggestions for any of future videos in the comments below. Ta.